What's up guys, Lou here, back with another video, and today I've got something exclusive for you. As you know, there's been an enormous amount of hype around the brand new Apple Watch, but in advance of actually receiving the watch, I actually got the opportunity to check out the surface material that will be used for the face of the Apple Watch Sport, which will likely be the most popular version of the Apple Watch. So I received these two components here from the legendary Sonny Dixon, and as you can see, they represent both Apple Watch sizes, the 42mm as well as the 38mm. Now, the Apple Watch Sport version does not feature a sapphire coated display or glass. Instead, it's using a new product, potentially new or rebranded product from Apple called Ion X glass. Now, this Ion X glass claims to be significantly harder and more durable than standard glass, somewhere in the neighborhood of Gorilla Glass. Some are even speculating that this Ion X glass is just a rebranded version of Gorilla Glass that Apple has been using on devices for a long time. That said, it's nowhere near the hardness of sapphire, which will be used in the more expensive Apple Watches. So of course, the concern is, will the Apple Watch Sport stand up to scratching from various materials? So in front of me, I have a couple of different items in order to experiment. Now you might be wondering, what's with this name Ion X? Well, the name is actually referring to the process by which the glass itself is fortified on a molecular level. This is what creates this tougher surface layer when compared with normal glass. Now there are actually a couple of upsides to using this style of glass when compared to something that's sapphire coated. Not only is this cheaper and lighter, it's also a little bit more flexible. So in theory, it should be less prone to shattering when compared with sapphire. Okay, so I have a number of objects in front of me here that would normally concern you if they got near your brand new device, or Apple Watch for that matter. I've got a key, a knife, some steel wool, some sandpaper, and some more hardcore sandpaper. This one is using aluminum oxide as the abrasive material. This should probably do some damage to this glass. Aluminum oxide. Okay, so first up, we're gonna try out the least dangerous of the items I'll be testing. This is a simple key for a mailbox, I believe. So let's go ahead and attempt to scratch up this 42mm face. Ooh. All right. I'll push as hard as I can here. Pretty impressive so far. Absolutely no scratching. More fingerprints than anything else. Okay, a key is not gonna be sharp enough, hard enough to scratch this Ion X material. There you go. Next up, we have my trusty little knife here. Let's go ahead and check this out. Probably scratch my table long before I'll scratch this surface. No, not at all. Just sliding right on top. Absolutely no problem. Inspect this again. Nothing. Nothing from the knife either, so let's step the game up and move on to the steel wool. Not a chance. Steel wool. Better go back to washing dishes, son. Next up, the first sandpaper. Ooh, now that seems like we are making some progress here. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Now I want to give a shout out real quick to my good friend MKBHD. About a year ago, he stepped the scratch game up with some sandpaper on what was the original iPhone 6 display, setting the benchmark for scratch tests, but this is demolishing it. Yeah, scratching it up like crazy. See it there? So yeah, with some sandpaper, we're definitely scratching it up. And let's go ahead and grab the hardcore sandpaper. Oh God, listen to that noise. Okay, now we are completely marked up. I'm gonna put this orange back underneath so you can see that. We are completely marked up there. Now, something to note here, if we were dealing with pure sapphire, neither of these two surfaces, these two sandpapers, would be capable of scratching it. So, as suspected, the Ion X material, the Gorilla Glass-like material, nowhere near as scratch resistant as sapphire. But we didn't expect any different, and it's on a $350 watch compared with some of the far more expensive ones. In order to get into the sapphire coating, you'd be looking at the much more expensive Apple Watch or Watch Edition. Don't keep sandpaper near your brand new Apple Watch Sport, or Apple Watch for that matter. But as you can see, it did very well against keys and knives and certainly coins. So in everyday usage, this will not necessarily be how your watch turns out. That said, when you're talking about longevity, there is a reason why watch manufacturers have been using sapphire crystal for a very long time. If you look at any expensive watch, the vast majority of expensive watches have a sapphire crystal, and those things can go scratch-free for 15 plus years. So there you have it. All right, guys, that wraps up this video. I hope you appreciated it. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Also, as mentioned, I've got an Apple Watch shipping to myself on Friday, so expect some coverage on the device as soon as it arrives. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and click that button so you don't miss out on any of this new or exclusive content. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Later.